Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today we're back with another Threezero Iron Man as we take a look at the DLX Mark V from the film Iron Man 2. But before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. As you can see, we have the box here, and just like the Mark 85 that I recently reviewed, we're sticking with the same theme, which I appreciate. And we have the Mark V right here on the front. There's a gold foil metallic frame surrounding the image of the figure itself, and along the sides, we have some more holographic circuitry, the Iron Man logo, and the number version of this suit, which in this case would be the Mark V, as well as a Threezero official sticker. Along the back, we have all the warnings and legal information in multiple languages, but I'm not going to get into all that because we're here for the figure. So let's get this guy out of the box. Oh, I also forgot to mention, we have a little flap on the front held by Velcro, so this way you can take a look at the figure itself. There's a nice little window, as well as some images on the side showcasing some of the features and accessories that the figure comes with, so I think this is great for you inbox collectors. And here we have the Mark V standing straight up and down in a light box, and man, I just have to say, Threezero has done it again. This figure looks incredible. Just from the paintwork, the detail, the small little panels that are all throughout the entire body, I mean, they've nailed it. I'm not sure if you guys remember, I'm sure you do if you're collecting Iron Man figures, but this is from the scene at the racetrack where Iron Man had to put the briefcase on, where he had a portable version of the Iron Man suit, and he put that on like right there on the spot. Now this suit didn't have much screen time, you know, in the entirety of the series, as opposed to like other suits that he's had, but I love the design of this one. I feel like this one is more the unique designs of the Iron Man figures, because like I said earlier, with all the little small panels, and it still looks very machine-like, but it has a more slender build. But I think the thing that makes this suit stand out the most is the color scheme, because there's no gold in this one, it's just red and silver. And me personally, I really love that color scheme. I think it looks really good together. But let's punch in and take a closer look at the details so we could really appreciate this figure. Alright, so here we are starting at the legs, and as you can see, all the small little panels like all throughout, just kind of showcasing that this thing came apart and folded out from a briefcase, and that's all throughout the entire legs, from the thighs to the calves. And then as you can see along the sides towards the back of the legs, we have the little mechanisms that locked in place when the suit was forming around Tony's body. Of course, on the back you can see the joints fit in knees, but besides that, everything else looks seamless. Once again, like I said, I love the color. I'm not sure if it's coming through on the camera for you guys so well, but it's a nice dark candy paint red, and I feel like the silver really complements it. Now looking at the upper body, as you can see, the details still continue throughout. All the little panels and stuff on the chest, as well as on the abs. Now going around to the arms and the shoulders. As you can see, like I said, all those little plates, these little indentations and details. Again, the consistency throughout this figure is just incredible. Like I said before, Threezero knocks it out the park when it comes to like robots or machines or mechanical parts. They just seem to have a really good understanding of this. And when it comes to the Iron Man figures, it just seems like they know what they're doing. The precision, the details, the engineering, everything is just top notch. I'm really curious if they're going to give us all the Iron Man suits, and what I mean by that is all the suits that showed up in Iron Man 3 that had about 15 to 20 seconds of screen time. If they did, that would be freaking crazy. I'm not going to buy all those because I would be broken in poverty, but I mean, I'm not going to stop them from making them and you other guys collecting them, but that's my thoughts on the overall aesthetics of this thing. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation on this guy, because this guy has a bunch of hidden panels and little things that they do with the engineering, which I really appreciate and I want to show you guys. So let's get into this. First, we're going to start with the head. The head can look up about that amount, which I think is decent. Once again, like I said with the last one, I wish it was more for when you put him in flight poses, but I guess this will have to do. You can look down a really good amount. So there you go. You can tilt side to side. Could look left to right. He could turn about that much, which I think is more than enough for what you're gonna need. Oh, and then on that side, he could turn all the way around. Alright, so forget it. This one could turn all the way around. Alright. So there we go with that. The neck and the head are on ball joints, so that's good. Here we have the drop down shoulders again that the Iron Man figures have to allow for better articulation. So this way the shoulder pieces don't clash with the parts on the collar. So there you go. About 90 degrees. Both. And something I figured out, which I didn't know until playing around with this thing, this little piece right here also moves up. So if we move this and then we pop that, there's a little hinge. So to add for more movement. See, it's like little things that they do like this that really show they're thinking about these figures in more ways than one when you're trying to move them. Then something else I also want to show you guys is these little panels right here, right? If you push them, they move up and forward. So this way, when you decide to use the butterfly joint and you bring his arm forward, look, it doesn't clash with the chest piece. They thought about that too. That's crazy to me. Look at that again. See, from the top? So this way it doesn't clash. You're able to move that piece out the way. And then boom, you can set it back, pop it back. This way you kind of keep the whole aesthetic going. I'm telling you, this company, man. Ab crunch. Again, that's what they specialize in, I swear. Their ab crunches are crazy. Looking at the back, it reveals more detail in the spine. When you stand them back up, everything compresses on top of each other. Then he has little panels back here. See, so if we pop them up, and everything's hidden. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything is hidden. Like, it isn't like super obvious. It doesn't throw everything off. Oh, let me get the shoulder piece out the way. There we go. Oh, and it just reveals more detail underneath. Like the sculpt work that these guys do, man. And I think this piece here also moves up. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. And again, more detail showing on the bottom. So let's close these up. And once again, you have to appreciate the detail on the back of the arms, the gaps in the armor that was in the movie from when the whole thing was forming around Tony's body. That's constant throughout this whole thing. All right, and then with the legs, you know, once again, they have the drop down thighs, so you could pull them down. There you go, make them taller. Once again, it still doesn't ruin the overall look. You know, like it doesn't look like awkward or super weird gappy. See, it looks fine still. But that just adds more articulation. And then we're gonna pop this forward. Let's see, this one's a little bit different. Okay, so we gotta pop it from there. You just gotta finagle it a little bit because each one is designed a little bit different. There you go. You pull it forward. Then you drop them down. Let's get it going for this one also. I'm having a hard time finding this one. No, it's alright. You guys already get the picture. So, boom. There we go. Got the legs. Kick straight up. Push that back up. And the tolerance on these things are great. It's not too tight, not too loose. It's perfect. And then the knee bend, once again, reveals more detail under the armor. And then as far as the articulation on the ankles, this is pretty good also. Side to side. Got this little flap right here that you could push up. And on the back. This way his ankles could come down a bit more and bend forward. Plus we have the toe hinge. Yeah, telling you, once again, this company is great. The way they put these figures together, hide everything. So this way the overall look doesn't get compromised. Honestly, it doesn't get any better than this. I think this is the company to get your Iron Man figures from if you're interested in that. So there you go. Also, I forgot to mention, if you want to install the batteries, you're going to take off the head compartment right here. You see that screw? You're going to unscrew that, and then you're going to put in 2 AG1 batteries. Then there's a little button in the front. I like to use like the tip of the helmet to kind of reach that point, because sometimes my finger misses it. Not sure if you guys can see the light, but that's how you'll turn it on. See? There you go. It's snug, flush right there in the back. Now, if you want to light up the chest, you're going to take them apart from the waist just like that. You're going to see another compartment right there. You're going to need another small screwdriver just so you can get into that. Take that out. Same thing. You want 2 AG1 batteries. Make sure that they're facing the front. Then you're going to put them back together. Then you just squeeze the arc right on the chest and it turns right on just like that. So there you go. Now looking at the accessories that he comes with, he doesn't come with as many accessories as the Mark 85, so it's kind of limited in that regard. So in terms of what he comes with an action stand, he comes with the briefcase, which is a nice little nod to the movie, some blast and repulsor blast effects for his hands and feet, and then he also comes with 4 separate pairs of hands. Alright, so the first set of hands, I thought they were open palm, like repulsor blasting hands, but it seems like they're just more relaxed because the gauntlet on the back of his hand is flat, so you can't really face his hands up. So I just kind of have him hands up pose, so this way you can see the bottom of his hands. Now, the second pair of open hand palms are pretty much the same, but this is where the gauntlet on the back is bent, so you can actually angle his hands up to kind of mimic him shooting a blast. Then for the third pair of hands, it's the same as the first one, the open gauntlet, but this time you could put the peg in there. And then I also put the pegs in his feet, as well as have him on the action stand, so you can kind of see him all put together if you want to use all these accessories at once to kind of put him in a flight position. And then the last set of hands, I honestly saw no difference. It was just, once again, open palm hands with the peg. So this way you can kind of have him firing shots from his hands like he usually does, instead of the arc reactor in his chest. So the last pair of hands I actually think is identical to the last set. I see no difference. Now for some size comparisons. Here we have him with the Sentinel Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Man from the animated film. And here we have him with the SH Figure Arts Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Just in case if you guys are curious, that is not the head that comes with this Goku. That is a custom UI head. But just for size comparisons, you can see how he stacks up next to SH Figure Arts. So if you want to use some of the other Marvel characters that SH Figure Arts does, like Thor or Captain America, this is roughly the size comparison that you can kind of use. And then last but not least, from the same company but a separate line that they do, this is the MDLX 40th anniversary vintage Optimus Prime. And as you can see, Threezero has a wide array of lines that they do, but they specialize in machine, and it's pretty evident by looking at these two. They just kind of have that down pat. Both of these look incredible. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's my review on Threezero's DLX Iron Man Mark V. Overall, I think this is a great figure, especially for the price. At $100, I got mine off of toyarena.com. I believe they're still in stock there. It's sold out on all the other websites, so if you want to pick this up, you can go right there. I'll leave the link in the description. That aside, like I said, I think this is a great figure, especially from the articulation, the build, the paintwork. I mean, we've gone over this already before. Threezero has definitely killed it. The only thing I would say this one is lacking in is accessories, but then this model didn't really have much screen time, so you know, what accessories were they gonna give him or other things to do besides going off with a little screen time that he had? That out the way, like I usually do, using the Dragon Radar and the Dragon Balls from 1 to 7 as a rating, I'm gonna give this guy a 5. Like I said, I still think he's a great buy. You should definitely pick him up, especially if you're collecting the Iron Man figures. I think Threezero does them the best, and I think they're the best company to get them from if you want something that's within the 1/12 scale range. Especially if you want to complete your set of having Iron Man's Hall of Armors. So good luck to all of you trying to do that, because that's going to be a lot of money. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.